Welcome back to Tokyo Scramble. This is lesson 18 of our Read Manga series where we're reading through Blackjack ni Yoroshiku by Sato Shuho. It's a copyright-free manga that you can find and you can download for free in the link in the description. If it's your first time here, you can start if you want to, but it might make more sense to start back at the beginning, and then I'll see you back here in a couple weeks. If you're back, thank you for coming back. And as always, I really appreciate your comments. And if you have any questions, anything you want me to delve in a bit more, I'm totally open to answer your questions. So just leave a comment down below. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. So last time we left off here. どうせ給料3万8000円のままだし Okay, so here we go. So our Saito is a little bit frustrated. That's not what he's talking about. So he says, 違う。僕は今度こそ当直での失敗を乗り越えたいんだ。だったら当直のバイト行けよ。それは Alright, let's break it down. 違う. A literal translation of 違う is different. So, I guess you can understand the nuance here. No, different. That's not what I'm saying. 僕は What I am saying, 今度こそ koso is kind of like it's a way of emphasizing something, like definitely. So, kondo, next time, definitely next time. That, 当直での失敗. That mistake that I had at the 当直, at the on-call job, を乗り越えたいんだ. 乗り越える is literally, noru is to ride or to get onto something, and 越える is to go over something. So 乗り越えたい is to overcome something. To better something or to overcome something. So this next time I'm definitely going to overcome or make right that mistake at the on-call job that I had. So his friend says, だったら if that's so, 当直のバイト on-call part-time work, 行けよ. 行け is the command form, the strong command form of 行く 行け. So go. 行けよ. Go. それは So he's just kind of like, well, that's all he's saying. He obviously has a lot on his mind. Kacha. 今夜はもうお帰りですか、先生。今夜はもう So tonight, もう already, お帰りですか、先生. So the nurse is calling him sensei because he's the doctor, and okaidi. Okaidi is well, actually, okaidi is formal, obviously formal Japanese. Kairu would be to go home. If I ask someone okaidi desu ka, it's a formal of saying, are you going home? But if I, okaidi, if you've ever heard, like in Japanese homes, when someone comes home from work or from school or something, they'll get an okaeri or an okaeri nasai, which just means kind of welcome back home. So okaeri. There's a lot of good songs called okaeri. Okaeri, sweet home. Okaeri desu ka, sensei? アパートへ帰るとはがきが1枚届いていた。この間当直のバイトをした病院の先生からだった。So here it is. 斉藤栄一郎様。元気か？偉大で。ははは。なかなか電話がつながらないので、はがきを出した。この間の患者は順調に回復してるぞ。またこっちにもバイトに来いよ。イエーイ。Okay, yeah, there's cool stuff to talk about here. アパートへ帰ると So, to is, I mean, sometimes it's used as a conditional, kind of like in the same way you do use like dattara or sureba. But it also, you know, out of all of those grammars, you have like ba, yeah, something something ba, and then something something dara, yeah. And then you have like to. Ba is only in conditional and it has no sense of time. There's no reference of time. Like there's no sense of time. なんとかったらだったらとか has a sense of time in the sense that it can mean after you've done something. So it has like kind of minimal reference to time. For example, like 今日うちに帰ったらご飯を食べてください。After you go home today, please eat some food. Please eat. Or, yeah. Like, 日本に来たら連絡してください。日本に来たら連絡ください。If you come to Japan, like after you've come to Japan, it can mean both, you know, if you come to Japan, give me a call. But if I already know you're coming to Japan, it can also mean after you've come to Japan, give me a call. So there's some reference to time. To is more open. To is more like inevitable, kind of. Like it's just how it is. So when he goes home, 帰るとはがきが1枚届いてた。When he went home, there was a hagaki, a postcard. Yeah. These nuances, these differences they're kind of subtle, and I think what makes it confusing is a lot of times they're interchangeable, but then other times they're not. So for example, this time, アパートへ帰ればはがきが1枚届いてた doesn't mean the same thing, because if you said 帰れば it would mean if he goes home, then that postcard would be there. If he said アパートへ帰ったらはがきが1枚届いてた it would mean after he got home, and it kind of works. After he got home, but by using to, it's like アパートへ帰ると it's like when he got home, there was a postcard there. So I don't know if that made anything clearer or if it made it worse for you, but I guess just knowing that all the conditionals, ba, tara, and to, they're interchangeable in some cases and they're not interchangeable in other cases. If I made it worse for you, just ignore everything I just said. アパートに帰るとはがきが1枚届いてた。はがき is a postcard が1枚。one はがき。1枚、2枚、3枚。It's just another counter. Mai is a counter for flat things. So like papers, postcards. I don't know, something flat, like a board would be flat. So 1枚 届いてた had been delivered. So この間 the other day 当直のバイトをした病院バイトをした病院の先生からだった。This is kind of very common in Japanese. からだった から but it doesn't translate super well into English. So I think you just have to get used to this grammar because it feels awkward at the beginning. So the other day 当直のバイトをした病院の先生からだった。It was from the doctor of the hospital that I did the 当直 on-call part-time work the other day for. So the whole thing is backwards. So it feels a bit awkward to throw kara at the very end, but datta, it was from the doctor of the hospital that I did the part-time work, on-call work for the other day. Okay, Saito Ichiro-sama. Alright, genki ka? Very informal. Genki desu ka? Genki ka? Eidai de. Remember that was his nickname for him? The guy who graduated from Eiroku Daigaku. Nakanaka. Nakanaka is not being able, like he's saying nakanaka denwa ga tsunagaranai node. He hasn't been able to reach him on the phone, implying that he's been like trying to call him on the phone a lot. Nakanaka. Nakanaka is always used with the negative form. Tsunagaranai. Nai. So nakanaka nantoka shinai. So the denwa has not. I haven't been able to reach you on the phone, basically. Nakanaka denwa ga tsunagaranai. I've been trying to call, but I haven't been able to reach you on the phone. Node, so, hagaki o dashita. I mailed out a postcard. So if you look, hagaki o dashita. Mail, you can just dasu. You don't have to say, there's not like a special word that you say for it. Usually cards, letters, postcards are just dasu, which means just put out. I put out a postcard. This is interesting. Kono aida. So, if you know, and again, man, my kanji is terrible, please forgive me. Aida, I mean, the kanji is supposed to look like this. In written form, if you look here, a way that they shorten this up is they take this mon, this part here, and you can take the mon part of it, and you can just write it like this. It's like a shortened form. So anytime there's a kanji, if you're just writing by hand, anytime that there's a kanji that uses this, monben, like this, you can rewrite it like that. And that's just like a shorthand. It's real common in like written letters like this. この間の患者は the patient from the other day, 順調に回復してるぞ. He's 順調 is like something going well, and 回復 is recovering. He's recovering well. またこっちにもバイトに来いよ. 来い is the command form of 来る. So he says come. But it's very friendly. It doesn't sound like こっちにもバイトに来いよ. This is very much how you talk to a friend. So very friendly. Yay. Okay. So we see he has Rusu. Rusu is when you're not there. So Rusuban is his voice messages. So he pushes the Rusu button. Message wa ikken desu. Usually the machine would say this. Message wa ikken desu. Beep. Moshi moshi. Okasan desu. 元気かい、英二郎。もうすぐお盆だね。会えるの楽しみにしてるわよ。So it's a message from his mom. メッセージは一件です。There's one message. You have one message. Beep. That's just the sound. もしもし。Hello. お母さんです。This is mom. 元気かい? Again, kai, just another, it's an informal way of saying ka. 元気かい? Remember we had 元気か? 元気かい? Well, they're both just informal ways of 元気ですか? 英二郎。もうすぐ? It's soon. お盆だね. Obon is a season in Japan that Obon is actually Buddhist in roots, and it's a part of our week in the summer in August, where usually everyone is off work, they get time off, and traditionally people would visit the graves of their deceased family and clean the graves, take care of the graves, visit. During this time, during the Obon season, there's many different types of festivals. One of the most famous types of festivals during this time is Obon Odori, which maybe you've seen before, maybe. It's kind of a summer festival where they build a yagura, like a tower, in the center of a kind of a community center circle. And there's usually musicians or singers and taiko players. In recent years, more often than not, it's just taiko players and they play over recordings. And they hang a lot of lanterns and decorations from the top of the tower, and then people dance around in a circle, kind of like Japanese line dancing. Everyone does the same dance, and they just dance around in a circle going around this tower. And it's in memory of their past deceased relatives. So during this time, it's kind of a chance for everyone to go home and see family, spend time with family. So that's what Obon is. もうすぐお盆だね。会えるの楽しみにしてるわよ。会えるの楽しみに。So, no. In this case, it's a very common usage to use it to make something what's the word? My grammar words are failing me right now. It turns a verb into a noun, whatever that's called. Kind of like if you put ing onto something. I forget the term. Like run and running. To run is a verb, and running is the act of running. It makes a verb a noun. So putting a no on the end of verbs does the same thing. So 会えるの to meeting. 楽しみにしてる. I'm excited. I'm looking forward. わよ wa is a very feminine way to end a sentence. してるわよ. There's not really any meaning to it. It's really just more of a feeling. It's something a mom would say. It doesn't sound young, and it's definitely not something a really young person would say, and it's definitely not something that a man would use. So it sounds like a mom. So, 会えるの楽しみにしてるわよ. Young people and men, you wouldn't really hear them say that. Okay, there's the old guy. 白鳥先生、昨日から無尿状態が続いていて、BUN が110まで上昇しました。I don't know what BUN is. I might need to look that up. 腹膜透析を開始したいのですが、何もしなくていい。Okay, let's look through this. There is some medical terminology here that, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I'm not really sure. So don't worry about it too much, okay? If you start a sentence with ano, it's just like when you're trying to get someone's attention. 白鳥先生、昨日から from yesterday, 無 is like nothing, ない。尿 this is the kanji for like urine. 無尿 means no, the guy isn't making any urine anymore, I guess. 無尿状態が、condition 状態が続いていて、BUN が110まで上昇しました。I don't know what BUN means, but whatever BUN is, it 上昇, it increased, it rose up to. So 上昇 is the kanji for up and to elevate or to go, to rise. So whatever the BUN is, it has risen to 110, and I'm going to assume that's not a good thing. This is the kanji for your stomach, hara, but we say fuku, so fukumaku. Fukumaku, maku is like a lining or like a sheet or a membrane, yeah. And then so fukumaku, I don't know. And toseki is, I mean, this is dialysis is what it is. Yeah, dialysis. Fukumaku toseki is some specific type of dialysis. And again, I'm not a doctor, so some of this is above my head. My apologies, but I will look it up, and you can look it up too. を開始 start したいのですが, so I want to start the dialysis because his BUN has risen to 110. But the doctor says, 何もしなくていい. You don't have to do anything. Or rather, yeah, don't do anything. ですか、先生。このままでは金子さんの and then that's okay. So このままでは、金子さんの、容体は方 So ですが is just a polite way of saying but 先生、このままではif we stay this course, just as it is, Kaneko-san no, the patient, that old guy is Kaneko-san, his yodai wa, so yodai is your, kind of like your inner condition, your state of your body. If you look at the kanji, it's like nayo no yo, like contents, and then this is karada, your body. So your yodai is your kind of your internal condition, your 君にはまだわからないのか。あの手術の意味が。君にはまだわからないのか。君には so he's, when you add this wa, it's comparing him, it's specifically kind of emphasizing him. Like, you still don't get it, you still don't understand. あの手術の意味が that surgery's meaning was. So you still don't understand what the point of that surgery was. And he says, What do you mean? Kanja wa 自宅で倒れ、意識不明のままここへ運ばれてきた。 それにもかかわらず、手術が行われたのは1日経った後だ。Okay. So, 患者 the patient 自宅で倒れ he collapsed at his home 自宅で意識不明のまま and in his unconscious state so 意識不明のまま we've done this before in his unconscious state そのままここへ運ばれてきた he was carried here he was brought here それにもかかわらず this is a new I don't think we've encountered this grammar before それにもかかわらず you can something something にも何々にもかかわらず is like in spite of something or despite something even though so an example would be likeもう彼が日本に10年以上住んでるのにもかかわらず日本語がまだいまいち喋れない。Meaning that, you know, he's lived in Japan for over 10 years and in spite of that he still can't. And even then he still can't speak very good Japanese. Which is a very common thing because it's easy to live in Japan without ever having to use Japanese. So just moving here will not solve your problems. You have to study no matter where you go. Okay, so それにもかかわらず so even in spite of that fact, even that 手術が the surgery 行われたのは was carried out 1日経った so 1日経つ is for a day to go by 後だ afterward so even in spite of that fact the surgery was carried out after a full day had passed. 今にも死にそうな患者を前にすぐに手術をしなかった理由が何かわかるか？常識的に考えて手遅れだったからだ。今にも死にそうな患者を前にすぐに手術をしなかった理由が何かわかるか？常識的に考えて手遅れだったからだ。So, 今にもlike at this very moment, at any moment, 今にも死にそうな they seem like they could die at any moment, 患者 patient. A patient who's on death's doorstep, they could die at any moment. Why when faced with this patient すぐに手術をしなかった理由 Why would you not immediately do surgery すぐにその理由 The reason they didn't 何かわかるか Can you take a guess as to why? As to what? その何か What that reason might be? わかるか Do you know? 常識的に常識 is like it means common sense, but 常識的に means just think. There's nothing complicated. Common sense. 常識的に考えて。手遅れだったからだ。手遅れ means it was too late. The kanji for this literally means hand late. 手遅れ just means, yeah, it was too late. There was nothing that could be done at that point. It was already too late for him. They didn't, so, つまり they didn't do the surgery on him right away because at that point already it was too late for him. And then maybe I'll just point out this. I don't know if this is tripping you out, guys, but teokure datta karada. I don't know if this datta da trips you guys out at all, but this datta is just a past tense to teokure. Kara, that's why. Da is the des end of the sentence. It might, I don't know if it feels weird to have that back to back like that, but it's okay. Da kedo, 結局手術はしたじゃないですか. But then you ended up doing the surgery, right? That's what he said, right? だけど, but 結局手術は, 結局 is like, but, you know, you did eventually do it, like at the results, like you did, in the end you did do the surgery. したじゃないですか. 教授の指示だ. The professor's orders. Do you remember the professor? What's his name? Kaskabe sensei. Kaskabe Kyoju. That top sensei's orders. Kyoju ga kanja no 家族から100万円を受け取ったっていうのは言ったはずだ。我々はその100万のためだけに無意味に老人の体を切り刻んだ。うわ、ひどい。It's pretty dark. So, 教授、the 先生が患者の家族からfrom the patient's family, 100万円 100万円 is about $10,000. まあ 10,000, but this exchange rate these days, it would be a lot more than that. But let's say 100 yen was $1, it would be like $10,000. から、100万円を教授が患者の家族から100万円を受け取った。received and took $10,000 from the family っていうのは言ったはずだ。I've already told you that, you know, we got the $10,000 from the family. はず. I told you. I know I did. はず. I definitely said it. 我々 is the same as 私たち, or it's just a different way of saying it. It's pretty formal. On a normal day-to-day basis, please, people don't usually say 我々, but it's a bit formal. 我々はその100万円のためだけに. So, us, we did it exclusively だけに for this $10,000 のために無意味に something with no meaning. We did it with no meaning. What did you do? The 老人の体 the old man's body を切り刻んだ So 切り刻む so to 刻む is to chop something up, and to 切る something is to cut it. So 切り刻む is basically just to cut something up into pieces. So we cut that old man's body up with no meaning, only for the sake of getting the $10,000. And Saito is not taking this very well. つまり, that is to say, これ以上の治療は無駄だ. That is to say, これ以上, anything more than, anything above and beyond this, 治療, treatment は無駄だ is pointless. Okay. All right, I think we're going to leave it there for today. Yeah, it's getting pretty dark. kind of see, um, I think Blackjack is pretty interesting because it points out a lot of the actual um, problems with the kind of like the darker side, the unseen side, the darker side of the medical industry, and that's pretty interesting. Let me know if you guys have any questions about any of the grammar or Japanese or anything used in here. I love hearing back from you, even if it's just a comment to say hello, but I appreciate the questions even more. I think they help everyone. And yep, that's it for lesson 18. I'll look forward to seeing you at the next one. And that's it for today. Tokyo Scramble out.